Hey, how are y'all this morning? Thursday morning here. Dolly Denson. I am getting ready to head out for a trip to Mexico, and I wanted to come on for a second because I wanted to kind of share with y'all a little bit about what I do and kind of my thinking behind what I do for this trip. If y'all have followed me for a while, you probably saw when I posted things about my trip to Vegas back in March. I packed a ton of food for that, and I got it through security and all of that. But since we are going out of the country this time, I am not packing as much food. And we are also going to a resort that has food available, hopefully healthy options. But one thing that's kind of been a mind game for me that I had to get past, and that really was holding me back for a long time, and I find it's something that holds most people back, is just the fear of missing out, on treats and sweets and things like that. So over the last 80 to 90 days when I have been doing this workout program, my mind has kind of changed a little bit in how I think about food. Not that I still don't enjoy sweet treats and stuff like that. So if you jump on, tell me hi so I know you're here. I look at food a little bit differently. I look at it in terms of the nutrition it's going to provide me, and then I also have food intolerances. So I don't want to eat things that are going to upset my stomach, and I'm going to be stuck in a plane and can't make it to the bathroom and that type thing. So I kind of plan for that so that I can get through the plane ride, and then if I want to have a few indulgences once we get there, there's nothing wrong with that. I think everything is all about balance and kind of over long term that you're eating well and giving yourself good nutrition. But so, you know, a couple days of indulgences is not that big of a deal, especially if you are living an active, healthy lifestyle for the most part, most of the time. But digestion and food intolerances are a big issue for me if I don't stay on track to some degree. So I have packed a couple things that I just wanted to share with you. When I go through security, I take an empty cup, like a shaker cup, and then when I get through security, I'll fill that up with water and ice so that I have water to drink instead of buying like a $5 bottle of water. I just buy a cup of ice, and then I use the water fountain water that's there in the airport. Tell me hi if you're here so I know you're watching. But I also pack some plain nuts. So these are cashews. A serving size of nuts is actually only 8 cashews. So don't let this deceive you that I would sit there and eat this whole bag. I would pick out 8 and eat 8. That is a serving size for a day of nuts. So we do typically kind of overeat on nuts. Then I also have pumpkin seeds. This is a part of the nutrition plan that I have followed, and pumpkin seeds, or there's several different other things, are really good for you to eat every day. They have lots of nutrients in them. So I packed a couple things of these so that I have them on standby to make sure I'm getting in that nutrition. Then I have, these are whole grain bars that I made. They have quinoa, peanut butter, a banana, some dried fruit, chocolate chips, flaxseed. I'm not sure what else, but I packed these so it's kind of like a little sweet treat for us to eat on the plane. And then I have a couple of gluten-free options that are like more treats, Nilla wafers and graham crackers. So if I do have the temptation to buy something that's going to upset my stomach, I have this as an option, an alternative. I also, not necessarily for the plane, but I am packing some dark chocolate chips. They're 70%, I never know how to say that word, cacao. Do you know how to say that? But they're 70%. That's ideal is to have over 60%. And then you always want to look at the ingredients and make sure it doesn't have a lot of added refined sugar and stuff like that. And then I have some little packets of peanut butter that I take with me. And when you buy peanut butter, you want to look at the label and make sure that it only has peanuts and maybe 1 or 2 other ingredients, but ideally just ground up peanuts. And then I have these bars, which I can tell you more about if you want to know more about them. But they are a new bar that just came out that actually has only 150 calories, 10 grams of protein, and it doesn't tell me how many carbs. 14 grams of carbs. But they are a good, yummy treat that I am going to pack along with us too. So that's kind of what I do for the plane ride. That's what I'm doing on this trip. if I was not going out of the country, I'd pack some fruit and a lot of other things. But that's going to get us through this plane ride until we get there, and then we will go from there. So I encourage you to work on the mindset thing of thinking about food in terms of nutrition. Try to avoid the fear of missing out thing, because I think that's what gets most of us into a lot of trouble. We're like, ooh, look at that piece of pie. I'm going to miss out on the taste of that. So certainly do that sometimes, but for the most part, try to eat stuff that it's actually giving you nutrition, not just empty calories. I hope I don't sound like a total nutrition nerd when I talk about that, but nutrition is such a major player in our health, as I have found out the last couple of months. So I highly encourage you to work on that mindset. And if you want to get more into exactly what I have done to get to that point, certainly let me know. My next group will start April 30th, have several new ladies starting with us. So we're really excited about that as summer comes up and we start getting into bathing suit season. So y'all have a great day. Let me know if y'all have any questions about that. Feel free to comment or message me if you have questions. I know it is a